Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Shinobi Wat-AAH! This is a game that I put on the table thinking I was going to come in here and tell you to purge it. I'll be very honest with you. It just was a game I bought because I kind of thought it was all Shinobi off of the video game when I first saw it. And the cover does not parlay the game very well. Why it's Wat-AAH, I don't know. It just looks incredibly hokey to me. And I kind of thought it was going to be a party game. Instead, what I got was a little light card manipulation worker placement game sort of thing. It's light. At the end of the day, you have to make an educated guess on the bad guy. Because it's so quick and frivolous, I don't mind. This is probably more my style of a filler where you actually get a little bit of a game in the bag, but it's short and easy to play versus just the random luck fest of a lot of fillers. Ignore the box art unless you're attracted to it. This is a fairly decent little game. It surprised me and I had a lot of fun. There's some take that in it, but it worked for us because it was a strategic take that where you put the matching cards down to get the power of the clan, but I would wait and hold those until it was my best time to do so. Versus, I have these 4 cards, I got to burn one, boom. Although that possibly could happen in here, it didn't happen. So I also like the idea of trying to find out who the final bad guy is. There's 5 possibilities. 1's out of the game, 3 are decoys, and 1 is the bad guy, which you can't look at the bad guy. So you have to look at the decoys to try to narrow it down to who's in the game and who's out and take a best educated guess. There are cards that will let you see the game out, and there are cards that allow you to see the card that's in. So there are all ways around it, but getting those cards might be more luck, just happen to drawing them, more than they're not going to come up every game. So at the end of the day, to beat him, you will definitely have to make an educated guess, or just go with the flow, if you will. Narrow those choices down to see if it matters. But there are a couple ways to score points, so it's not too bad. So this one I'm gonna tell you, even though I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna tell you to try this one out. I don't think this is one that's probably on your radar. It's probably not one you're thinking about, but I'm gonna tell you to go ahead and try this one, see if it fits a niche in your collection, and then you might want to buy it afterwards. Shinobi Wat-AAH! It's the only way you can say this, I believe. Shinobi Wat-AAH! This box does not do the game justice, I don't believe. Yes, the artwork is kind of like this, but it's a fun little game. Maybe it does. When you open it up, you're going to see a rule book with this big scary guy on it. The rules are actually fairly good. I don't like how they do Grasshopper mode, and then you're going to see the Grandmaster mode. I don't know why you'd ever play the Grasshopper. Maybe, it almost reminds me. I wish it wasn't in the beginning. I wish the Grandmaster and the Grasshopper was in the back as a variant. It also, maybe it would teach the game a little bit. I don't think the game is that difficult, but it reminds me of a game I would do. I kind of dumb games down sometimes for my kids so they can play. You get a nice little board, which is much more than it has to be. This is also not needed. It's not required, but it's nice. The point values are printed on here, which is great. How many workers it takes to do whatever. And then you're going to get a whole bunch of empty spaces in here. Not really sure why there's cups. You're going to get these guys, which just signify what color you are. They're just player tokens that you really don't use. You're going to want to get this. This is an award you can get every round. Once again, not needed, but nice. Here you're going to have some action cards. You're going to notice there's not a lot of artwork on these. Cancel an action targeting the cards in your hand. Destroy the targeted yoki. The card can be played if the yoki comes into play. So little things allow you to break the rules. You're going to have these guys, which are the main bad guys. So, don't they look like bad guys? Zombies. An old lady. Gajins. Dark Shogun. So, these are the guys you'll be fighting. And there's 5. Here's some extra cards you can get that will help you. Start of your turn, look at the first card. And these cards go to the person that's in kind of last place. During the draw cards, you can execute the recruit action. So, it gives you like a huge catch-up mechanic. That's what these cards are for. And then you got the main cards of the game. You can kind of see the artwork on them is very nice. Very nice. Not necessarily my style. I mean, I'm not into, I don't know what this is, but it's not really my thing. Not that I really even understand it, but it's nice. So what you got here is you got cards with points at the top, and you're going to have a power if you can play 2 of them down or 3 of them down. Not all of them have powers. The high scoring ones don't. And you're set collecting, so you have a wide variety. Very nice. Plenty of stuff in this box to play around with. And that's the components. Really is kind of what you see here. No, the box does not need to be the size that it is, but that's what they decided to give us. Wat-AAH is... There's 2 games in the box. They have this very, very simple game, and then they add some rules to it. I'm not sure a whole lot of people are going to play the simple game. I don't know if they thought this was going to go mass market. This might be in Targets. They gave you the simple game. Maybe they were thinking it was for children. But it's there. So I would totally just skip that basic game and move on to the more advanced. It gives you a lot more options, and they're more of a game there. So... the rules are pretty straightforward. I didn't have a lot of problems. Once you're putting the cards on the table, I think it all kind of comes in. It's a little bit unorthodox, the way things move around, but I didn't really have any problems. At the end of the day, you're set collecting. That's it. So the rule book does a pretty good job. Probably take about 10 to 15 minutes to read it and comprehend it. Just skip the part with the basic game. So let me set the game up for you. What you're going to do is you're going to take your 5 bad guys, shuffle them up, and you're going to throw 1 out of the game. I'm going to put him up here just so you can kind of see it. He's out of the game. Then you'll place 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. These are your 3 decoys, and this is the bad guy you will be fighting at the end of the game. You will put the nighttime cards over here, and you will put the power cards, the action cards, whatever you're going to call them, and you'll put what you can win there. Okay, so on your turn, you're going to get a number of cards, and you're going to try to set collect. That's what this game is really, really about, is just set collection. And then you're going to have a little bit of worker placement in front of it. So what's going to happen at first is everybody's going to draw 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the remainder will go right here in front of the game. Not that you need to see it, but that's what the deck will be. And what you're trying to do is play sets. So I'm just going to kind of put everything in colors so I can show you what's going on here. On your turn, you're going to have a number of actions that you can do. So you can recruit or be corrupted. So what I can do is I'll be red. I'm just going to put it over here so you can kind of see what's going on. I can either take 1 card and add it to my hand. Boo. And I'll explain that. Oh, that's great. I did that. So, or, I'm doing both now just to showcase. Or I can say I want corruption. And I have to show this card to everybody. And you can see the number. Okay. And that card goes in my corruption pile and goes under here. And that will hurt me later. But it had a 3 on it. So I draw the number on the card plus 2. So I'm going to draw 3 plus 2. It's always a number plus 2. Always. This is a great way to get more cards in your hand. So on my turn, I have to do that. I have to draw cards. Either corruption or the 1 card. And I can play cards or reinforce cards. You're going to be playing these clans. You want to play like Clan of the Monkey, Clan of the Monkey, Clan of the Monkey. So I can play all of these, but I have to play at least 2 or up to 4. So I can play 2, 3, or 4 for it to be a clan. So I'm going to play 3. And let me just show you how it works here. So if I had played 2, I could copy the power of an enemy clan. So if anybody had a power out, I could just copy it. Copy the 3 power of an enemy clan. So you might say, well, maybe I'll sit on that for a little while. Clan of the Spire. I can destroy 1 card, or I can destroy 1 clan. Well, nobody has anything else up yet. I'll get back to him. I'll get back to this one. Clan of the Fox. Let's see if I have 2 of these. Ooh, I do, and they're a 5 and a 4. Exchange 3 cards from your hand for 3 cards from your opponent. So I'll play this. And if anybody gets 4 clans down, the round ends immediately. So let's say it goes all the way back around. And I want to play more of these clan foxes. I didn't have them last time, let's pretend. I could go ahead and reinforce this and make that a 4. So I could either add more to it or start a new clan. I could have just as easily went ahead and played those clan monkeys. Maybe now is my time to play these 4 clan monkeys. Okay? So it's going to keep going around. You're going to keep drawing cards. The first thing you do is draw cards, either 1 card or the corruption. 2, you're going to play a card into a clan or reinforce it. And then you must always discard a card. These cards that are kind of with this bamboo right here, they can only be used as reinforcements. So if you only have like 2 or 3 card in a clan, as my turn I can throw this down. And they're normally worth a lot of points. This one isn't worth a lot of points, but it has pretty cool, destroy an entire clan. It's pretty cool power. Once somebody has 4 of those done, then you're going to go to the worker placement. You're going to use these little ninjas to place on the board. And you're going to get it, basically whoever had, you're going to count up all the points you have on all your cards, minus whatever's in your corruption. Whoever has the most points will get 4 Chinese stars. Whoever has second will get 3, and so forth on down. And then you're going to take turns, and the first player will get this, and you will place these stars around the board. Let me tell you what this does. Oh, whoever's in last will draw 2 of these and get 1. So whoever only got 1 star will get 2 cards. You draw 2 and pick 1. So you might be able to, during your turn, you can look through an opponent's corruption pile, exchange 1 card from your hand for 1 card from this pile. It's pretty helpful. Whenever a card or clan is destroyed, take those cards into your hand. Very helpful, especially if you're the one destroying them. Okay, so what you can do is you can put a star here, put 1 star there, and you get to draw a card, which will go. It'll be face up. During your turn, return 1 of your clans to your hand. Return an enemy clan to its owner's hand. So this will be your power for only 1 round. Okay. You could also place stars here on the decoys. You can place 1 on the final guy. Okay. Any star you put out is worth 10 victory points at the end of the game, except for the guy you put here. And what you're doing here is if you ever get 2 stars on a decoy, then you're allowed to look and see what the card is. There's only 5 of these monsters. You can see they all score a little bit differently. I'm going to show you this using the book. I think it's easier. So these are the 5 possible monsters and how they score. You have only one that's going to score at the end of the game is this one. And you got to figure it out. Now see, she's interesting because the more stars you put on her, the less points she's worth. But if you put none, it's negative 50, which is the same as putting 5. So you kind of need to put maybe 1 on her, and then try to put the stars somewhere else on the board. So by looking at the 3 decoys, now when you look at it, only you look at it and you put it back face down. You can start eliminating who the possibilities are. So I'm going to turn these face up, just to kind of illustrate this and beat a dead horse here. So these always be face down, but I would know that that's Grugazor, Gaijins is there, and the Dark Shogun. So I know these 3 are here. So how I know the only 2 possible people it could be would be the zombies or the Mamaho. some cards might let you look at this, but I'm going to show it to you. So the zombies is not in there. So had I known, by looking at the 3 decoys, it was these two. I don't care how it is. I know they're alike. I need to get just 1 star on them. But if you've seen all of these and you only put 1 star, people are going to start to think, maybe he knows something. Because look at this one. 1 star is minus 30. You need to get 3 to start scoring points. This one doesn't matter. As long as you put 1, you're going to score the same amount of points. And this one, the more is more points. So at the end of the game, you will flip this over and score. And this will normally determine the winner. Not always, but most of the time. So that's kind of how it works. And you do that 3 times. You only fight this at the absolute end of the game. And that's Shinobi Wat-AAH! Who should buy this game? It's a pretty fun game, 4 players. So you're going to do 4 player. I liked it a lot. I don't know how well it would play at 2. I didn't play it with 2, and I don't think that I would. I would probably say ignore the box art. It's not a great indication of what you're going to get in the box. In addition, I'd probably say, a double couple, 2 couples that want to play a game. If the theme is kind of pace it on, but if you like set collecting, then you have a power, that's pretty fun. So there's a few things going on here, but it's simple at the end of the day. Not very complicated at all. So Shinobi Wat-AAH, I'm going to recommend you at least try, and I'm going to be keeping it.